This is a reading of Brendas Blog titled No More Tantrum Rewards. Dear ones, welcome to a new Earth era, one that will be written about and discussed for eons. What is no more and what will be is now being created. You have waited for such an announcement for eons. That time is now. Of course, you envision an overnight change, which is not necessarily going to happen. As a participant of this new world, you will function as you feel comfortable, and by doing so, the shift will happen easily and effortlessly. In the outer-directed world, your attention was drawn to big, splashy events that called for a united display of what was deemed appropriate by leaders, the media, or politicians. This new Earth is about ease, flow, and harmony, instead of those expected outer-directed solo performances. Despite differing feelings or needs, solo thoughts and actions were rewarded in the past. Such is no longer true. Your new Earth might feel a bit chaotic initially, for each being will present a slightly different view of the possibilities. As that chaos settles, a beautiful harmony will be created. Many of you feel this thought or that action is wrong. Such feelings will dissipate as you become more comfortable in your personal world, which will happen rapidly in this new year. Those bits and pieces that were irritating before will slip from your focus, because you will have new interests to focus upon. Your new world will almost seem as if you have taken a happy pill, for you will wonder what upset you just days or weeks earlier. In effect, en masse, removing the spotlight from that which is no longer part of your world or interests. Pain and fear were fed by those who feared it. When the numbers feeding fear are reduced, the hoped-for impact is no longer there. A bit like deciding whether to be embarrassed or ignoring your toddler throwing a temper tantrum in a public venue. Most parents quickly realize that ignoring temper tantrums negate their power and the need for their child to continue. So it is for your new life. You will not have time or energy to reward the temper tantrums of those who wish to remain in a 3D, outer-directed life. In 3D, outer-directed actions were exciting and terrifying. You felt deeply, for that allowed you emotional freedom from the outer-directed activities based on shoulds and have-tos, your personal prison of who you should be. There is no need for that type of emotional freedom in this new world, for shoulds and have-tos do not exist. And if you find yourself again enmeshed in shoulds and have-tos, you will forge a path away from them. Not because shoulds or have-tos are bad or terrible, both were requirements in an outer-directed world, but because they are no longer interesting or compatible with new you interests. Boxes are out. Freedoms are in. Some of you wonder how you will relate to those friends and relatives fully enmeshed in their outer-directed activities. You will not. At least, not at the level that was once true. For you are a new being in a new world, which is little different than relating to parents who have a third-grade education after obtaining a PhD in physics. You would continue to communicate with care for your parents. Still, it's unlikely you would discuss your theories or professional interactions with them, for they would not understand. You will not dismiss those who are not inner-directed. You merely will communicate less and in different ways than you did before your complete transition from outer-directed to inner-directed being. What those wishing to remain outer-directed find interesting will be different from what is true for you. And since the bulk of Earth beings have completed this inner-directed transition, or are in the process of doing so, global communications, actions, and interactions will shift without effort on your part. You are a new being in a new world. Those who decide to remain in their outer-directed world are not bad, merely a bit old-fashioned and not that interesting. So it is, your new world will gently shift day by day from fear to peace. One interest and activity at a time. No loud bangs or fear and despair. Just a soft, gentle movement away from what was to what is. So be it.